A white crystal, sweeter than honey, deadlier than gunpowder. It built empires. It enslaved millions. It rewired your brain. The answer is written in blood, sweat, and crystallized cane juice. By some estimates, the average American is exposed to the equivalent of 152 pounds of sugar per year through the food supply. In 1700, that number was just 4 pounds. Sugar cane originated in New Guinea around 8000 BCE, chewed raw for energy. It traveled west through India, where ancient farmers learned to crystallize the juice. Sanskrit texts from around 500 BCE describe sharkara, a cane preparation used in medicine and ritual. Arab traders carried sugar across the Mediterranean by the 8th century. Crusaders, returning from the Holy Land, called it sweet salt and went mad for it. A single pound cost the equivalent of $100 in modern money. Then Columbus made one fateful decision on his second voyage. In 1493, he carried sugarcane stalks to the island of Hispaniola. The Caribbean climate was perfect. The cane exploded across the islands. Refining cane was brutal, hot, lethal work that no free worker would do. So Europeans turned to the African slave trade to feed Europe's sweet tooth. Over 12 million Africans were shipped across the Atlantic. The majority of those transported to the Americas labored on sugar plantations. Historian Sidney Mintz traced sugar's link to slavery in his 1985 book. Some historians estimate enslaved workers on Barbados sugar plantations survived just 5 to 7 years of plantation labor. Workers were crushed in mills, scalded by boilers, worked until they died. By 1750, Britain imported 110,000 tons of sugar annually. Sugar built London. It built Liverpool. It built the modern banking system. Lloyd's of London grew partly on insurance for sugar ships and for the enslaved people treated as cargo aboard them. Tea, coffee, and chocolate arrived in Europe at the same moment as cheap sugar. Working-class families began drinking sweet tea instead of eating real meals. By 1900, sugar provided roughly 1/5 of all calories in the British diet. Dentists in the 1800s reported a new epidemic of rotting children's teeth. In 1957, researchers Richard Marshall and Earl Couey published the enzymatic process that would become high-fructose corn syrup. By the 1970s, it was cheaper than cane sugar and poured into everything. Soda, bread, ketchup, yogurt, even baby formula contained added sugar. Between 1970 and 2000, American obesity rates doubled and type 2 diabetes rates tripled, a period that overlapped with the dramatic rise of added sugar in processed foods. In 2016, researchers uncovered a secret that changed everything. Internal documents proved the sugar industry paid Harvard scientists in 1967. They were paid to blame fat for heart disease, not sugar. Dentist Kristen Kearns found the documents buried in a university archive. For 50 years, an entire generation was told sugar was harmless. 74% of packaged foods in U.S. supermarkets contain added sugar. The World Health Organization ideally recommends less than 25 grams of free sugars per day for additional health benefits. The average American consumes 71 grams, nearly triple that stricter target. That line came from Dr. Robert Lustig, who argues sugar acts as a chronic toxin, a view that has sparked significant scientific debate. Next time you stir a spoonful into your coffee, remember what it carried with it.